And tennis elbow not the problem on Long Island. It's getting stuck in the sand, but we're moving forward. All right, well, the Olympics certainly brought some attention to beach volleyball. Misty May Trainer and Carrie Walsh taking gold, not dropping a set in the process. Both made a New York stop before heading to Beijing, but it's a different recreation that recently hit the Long Island beaches, a sport MSG just recently discovered.
Well, this is beach tennis. Welcome to it. It's super exciting, super active, super fast.
We're finding it's literally addicting. People try it, they want to keep playing it. The mood is infectious. The vibe at our events is infectious. I think that in America there's been a thirst for a new beach sport. People don't want to be sedentary on the beach, right? And you can play if you're 12 years old, you can play if you're 25 years old, you can play if you're 75 years old.
The first time I played it was last summer in San Diego, my hometown, and I got out there and I gave it a shot, and as a tennis player for my whole life, I just love the action. I love being here at the beach and just, you know, the music and the energy. You can play in your bikini. I mean, it's just such a fun time. I was hooked.
3 times faster than volleyball or even badminton or even tennis. There's a wave, a resonance that's starting to develop, and it's just starting all over, and I think it's going to really explode.
Typically, your better players are the tennis players who played a lot of doubles, the ones who have a really good serve, good footwork, they're used to serving, come into the net, and then volleying the first ball. And that's probably the biggest difference is, you know, realizing the ball is not allowed to bounce, obviously, on the sand. So, you know, getting the hang of hitting that serve and running in right away and then using lots of touch.
If you're a tennis player, you'll pick it up much easier. The big difference is moving in the sand. So that's kind of, you know, if you play beach volleyball, that's where the movement comes in, but it's really all volleys, it's all a little touch, good hand movement that you pick up from tennis.
It takes a while to get used to the sand. The first couple times you play, you get really sore, so that's a big adjustment. And then also just the touch is a lot different hitting over a higher net and hitting that soft ball. You just have to get used to it.
I grew up playing a lot of tennis, you know, in juniors and in college, and it was always like, you know, don't yell, don't be loud, don't be obnoxious. And I'm like, oh, that's my personality, you know, I can't hold it back. So I'm allowed to come out here and I can yell, I can scream, I can do whatever. And, you know, it gets the crowd pumped up, it gets my partner pumped up, and yeah, we love it.
This is like, I think they call it the X Games of tennis, and it's very rebellious. And I think, you know, every tennis play you grow up and it's traditional, and you're not allowed to make noises, and you get a cheery fan, you got to tell them to be quiet. And this is so opposite that it's such a relief. You come out here and you can yell and scream, and people can heckle, and you kind of just like bring it on. This is great.
It just worked. It's like Reese's peanut butter, right? You had chocolate and peanut butter, and for years nobody put it together. When they put it together, they said it made so much sense.
Well, this is what a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup looks like in the form of a beach tennis volleyball. Orange, green, and it's definitely a lot softer. Deb, you play a lot of tennis. What is
well,
this?
When I first heard about the sport, I actually couldn't imagine that you could bounce a ball in sand. So after watching the piece, I figured out that you can't let the ball touch
you can't.
I think it actually looks great.
Yeah.
And it looks like great exercise, and you don't have to wear all white, so it's all good.
Very true. Much different than the grass at Wimbledon.
It'll be an Olympic
And it's
sport
okay to get dirty.
before you know it. Celebrities can get away with wearing whatever they want, even if it's not all white. Some do's and don'ts and some trends coming up.